Hello. What have you been doing?
Um, it's the last week has been really rough. I've had a really hard time um, feeling motivated to do anything. Yeah, like when my kids are at school, I just lay in the bed all day and I have to fight the urge to like drink. And then when they come home, like all I think about is being alone.
Are you thinking about this?
Yeah, like I just want to be alone. Um, you know, I wish that I could just leave sometimes, like, and not have my responsibilities anymore. Yeah, it's really overwhelming. I feel really down. Um,
So, when you're having these feelings, what thoughts come into your mind?
that I can't do this anymore, that this is too hard, that I'm useless, that I, I can't be a good mother.
Can't be a good mother.
Yeah.
Well, you know, them feelings, right?
Mhm.
They create an automatic thought.
Right.
And sometimes we don't know that we have that automatic thought.
Okay.
And that's why it's very important to realize that the situation can trigger a thought, which can trigger an emotion, or vice versa, that and it triggers a behavior. So it all interacts together. And so, what I would like to ask you is, what, um, who is it when you're in this situation? Who is around? Um, is it just you?
Yeah, usually when I feel useless and depressed and lonely and worthless, I'm by myself.
You're by yourself.
And then when my kids are around, I feel overwhelmed and like I can't handle being a mother. And so it's like extremes. But yeah, when I'm by myself, I just lay there.
You just lay there.
Yeah, and you know, I think I should be doing something, but I don't really want to. And then I think, that, well, I'm just a terrible person. That's why I can't go out and do anything.
Well, I noticed that when you said that, your voice lowered a little bit.
Okay.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
It makes me sad when I talk about it. So I want to be something, but I'm not. And then when I talk about it, I feel even worse. Yeah.
So, what would you, um, when before this situation happens,
Hmm.
what is going through your mind prior to it?
Before I feel bad about myself?
Yeah.
That's a good question. I would have to say that I'm thinking about doing something about it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't, and then I start to feel bad about myself. So I guess the thoughts that lead up to it are actually me trying to be motivated to do something and then not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess having motivation is actually making me feel worse about myself.
So having motivation
Yeah, and
is
then not
making
doing it.
and not
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah. I think if maybe I wasn't motivated and I just laid around all day and didn't care, then maybe I wouldn't feel bad about myself. But because I know that I should do something, that's what makes me feel. It's very. I hear myself saying that now, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know a technique that might be helpful with
Okay.
that.
Okay.
But I would like to maybe go into it, testing these thoughts.
Okay.
Sort of like, a hypothesis
Okay.
or, like you being a lawyer, putting it on trial, testing
Okay.
these beliefs,
Okay.
seeing if they're true and helpful. And, you know, they need to be true and helpful for you to be a function,
Mm-hmm.
you know, well. Would you want to go into challenging the thoughts right now?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah, we can do that.
okay. So, what happened to you to make you believe that this is true? That
I'm worthless?
that you're worthless, that
I think that, or I guess, I don't know if it's a think or a feel, I thought that being a mother would be easier. And since it's so hard, I feel like I'm a failure. So I feel like in order to be a good mother, maybe it has to be more natural. And so, yeah, when I say that out loud, I can see how that doesn't make sense. But I guess I think that if I was a good mother, then it would be easy, and I would enjoy it all the time. And since it's hard, and I don't enjoy it all the time, I feel like I'm a bad mother.
well, mothering can have its good times and its bad times.
Right.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a bad mother.
So I guess that's my irrational thought, is that I think that if it's hard, that means I'm a bad mother.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, you know, it's going to be a difficult task. I mean, raising children is a very difficult task because you're teaching them to grow up to be productive adults.
Mm-hmm.
And so, did we just described that it was true, right?
Yeah, so I guess
So why would it be false?
maybe.
What evidence does it?
Oh, that I'm a bad mother, or that I'm a good mother?
No. What evidence has happened to you to make you think that it's not true? This thought.
That I let's see.
What are the good things that you have done to be a good mother?
Oh, okay. Well, my kids are still alive, so that's a plus.
A very good plus. A very good plus.
They seem to have a good life. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously there's arguing and kind of bickering occasionally, but they seem to have a good life. So I mean, yeah. I guess it really originates with me feeling like I'm not doing a good job because I don't feel good about it. But the evidence supports the fact that perhaps I'm doing an okay job as a mother.
Yeah.
So I guess the evidence doesn't support my feelings of myself.
Interesting. Yeah, I think you're catching on. Also, I would like to point out, if you had a friend with the same issue, what would you give their advice?
I would tell my friend this, well, but your kids are doing great. And, I guess I don't know if I challenge my friend's thoughts. I'd probably be more solutions focused. Like I'd be like, well, you just need to go and do something that's just for you.
Well, it's not as much challenge than their thoughts. It's
Okay.
more like thought provoking.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like making them, like asking a question, but letting them do the answering.
Okay.
So they're making their own conclusion.
Okay.
It's just like a prompt.
I see what you're saying. So I'm not picking out, I'm not looking at the reality of the situation. Is that what you mean? And so with my friend, if I was talking to her, I would want her to focus on how she's actually doing versus how she feels.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I have a list of these cognitive distortions.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to look through them and
Sure.
see if you have any of them?
Right off the bat, I would say I jump to conclusions.
Mhm.
Let's see.
That's the main one.
Oh, okay, just the front.
Yeah.
Probably the should statements. I think I should be doing things, and then I discount the positives,
Yeah.
and then I dwell on the, what is it, mental filter? I dwell
Yeah.
on the negatives a lot,
Mhm.
and I overgeneralize.
Yeah.
I have a lot of cognitive distortions.
It's okay. I mean, because it's only normal.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people have it. I mean, I even have
Okay.
distortions. But what do you think could be a alternative thought to this issue?
An alternative thought would be, number one, I'm not worthless. Like, I'm performing, my duties as a mom fine.
Yes.
I mean, there's obviously always room for improvement, but I'm doing fine.
Mhm.
I'm not worthless. I would say those are the two biggest ones that I could work on.
Mhm. Most definitely. I agree with you there. I believe that you have basically got the gist to it.
Okay.
I would like to also suggest behavioral activation.
Okay. What's that?
And it is, sometimes when we're feeling bad, we don't want to get up in the morning. We tend to not engage in pleasant activities like we used to.
Okay.
Because, you don't have that motivation.
Mm-hmm.
So if we introduce the activities and sort of motivate ourselves, make us ourselves do it, it can actually decrease depression.
Okay.
So maybe we can discuss about some pleasurable activities you had that you had stopped doing, or some pleasurable activities that you would like to start doing and have never tried.
And so those would be things I used to kind of get myself out of the bed instead of laying in the bed all day. Is that what you mean? Like something, okay. I used to paint a lot. I used to do a lot of painting. I used to run. So I don't know if running is always a pleasurable activity. What else? I used to garden a lot more before I had kids.
And I almost forgot the first step. We're going to analyze your day.
Okay.
So, tell me a little bit about your, yesterday.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. So I got up, and then I took my kids to school, and then I came back home and I got in the bed, and I didn't get back out of the bed until I was hungry around lunchtime. And then I sat and thought about, like...
So in the morning, you didn't get out of the bed at all?
No.
So what would you rate your depression mean? 1 being the best, 100 being...
Well, it didn't start off that way. So what ends up happening is that I take my kids to school, I come back home, I'm tired. And so I lay back down for a few minutes. And then I think that I should get up at, like 8. And then I think that I should get up at 9. And then as the morning goes on, I feel worse the longer I stay in bed. And so then when I get up to eat lunch, I feel so lousy about myself that I get back in the bed. Instead of like doing something, like it's like the more that the day goes on, the worse I feel about the fact that I've done nothing and the less I'm motivated. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. So is there no activity that makes you happy? Is there any time during the day that your depression rating increases?
Well, I mean, when I pick my kids up from school, I'm happy to see them, but then when we get back to the house, it's like they're so excited and they have so many questions, it's overwhelming. And so it's like I'm excited to see them, and then when the work starts to kick in, I start to feel overwhelmed. And then
But your depression is lower,
it's
right?
it's definitely lower in the morning when I take them to school and in the afternoon when I pick them up. And then it's just depending on how much I lay
And
around.
maybe your anxiety picks up
Yes,
when
they're
around.
Yeah, because it's busy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah, I feel more depressed when I haven't done anything with my day, but I feel the least depressed when I'm around my children. But then I'm overwhelmed with